Hi. Look, there are countless moments that make up the story of Australia. But every now and then, there's a special moment, a defining moment. I'm Mikey Robinson. I'm here at the National Museum of Australia to check out their project.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is Mike again. And so this is the second of three that Mango Hippie wants me to react to, and it's about Ned Kelly, one of y'all's notorious bushrangers or outlaws, and of the Kelly gang. So the first one was kind of humorous, but I said that during that one that I thought because of that humor that they put in there might have made it easier for me to comprehend or to retain what was being said. It was really interesting about this, and it's y'all's history, so maybe you like it. So the one after this one is going to be called "Did It Work? Who Made It?" It's probably about the armor, the suit of armor. I'm going to read his request again, or her request again. I don't know what Mango Hippie, probably could see if. It doesn't. Oh shoot. Doesn't say on the email address either. So anyway, let me just read what he or she put. It says, "I enjoy your channel. These short videos are about the famous Australian bushrangers or outlaws, the Kelly gang, who in the 1800s made 4 suits of armor to protect themselves from police. The first one was, who was Ned Kelly? And this one, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it says Ned Kelly's Jerilderie letter, or Jerilderie, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. Y'all got some words down there that it's hard for this old Texas guy to pronounce. You can tell that I have trouble with the English language to begin with. This might say in this show here what that means. Ned Kelly's Jerilderie letter. So let's get into it, and I hope you all enjoy it. So once again, I need to bring that up. Sorry, guys. All right, let's bring it up.
Hi. Look, there are countless moments that make up the story of Australia. Every now and then, there's a special moment, a defining moment. I'm Mikey Robinson. I'm here at the National Museum of Australia to check out their project, Defining Moments in Australian History. Look, what we're going to do is we're going to go behind the scenes. We're going to check out some objects that tell the stories about these moments, about who we are.
I'd like to go there.
100 defining moments of Australian history has brought us backstage here at the museum, where I'm joined by Cinnamon Van Ryck. Hi, Cinnamon.
Hi, Mikey.
And what is it we're looking at here?
This is John Hanlon's 1879 transcription of Ned Kelly's Jerilderie letter.
Hanlon was the local...
Jerilderie.
Publican, John Hanlon.
How bizarre, a publican, yeah.
Ned Kelly was very well aware that the press in Melbourne were picking up his story, and he was trying to get his manifesto published, and had a reporter at the pub writing down his words. John Hanlon, the publican, was also writing down the words as Ned Kelly spoke them.
So this letter was written near the end of Ned Kelly's criminal career.
This is one of the last things we see before the last stand at Glenrowan.
Why is the siege a defining moment?
I suppose Ned Kelly's last stand at Glenrowan really stands out in a lot of people in Australia's mind. It's almost like they were there themselves. We're very familiar with the really early bushranger film with Ned Kelly with 2 guns blazing, the armour, smoke.
Well, you have to remember, that film was made in living memory of the siege.
Yeah, incredible. And I think they actually used parts of the real armour for that movie.
As a prop, they used parts of the armour. You could never get away with that now. Some people have described this letter as like the early murmurings of a Republican movement, or is it that, or is it just the the ramblings of a sociopath?
I think it's both, Mikey. When you read the Jerilderie letter, it's 56 pages. It's a pretty long document.
So once Ned got talking, you couldn't shut him up.
Yeah, he was at the pub, don't forget,
Yeah,
so
well-
he'd probably had a few drinks.
As you do, yeah.
Had his audience around him. He was quite a charismatic figure.
Well, he was a good-looking man.
Very good-looking man. The whole gang were quite a good-looking crew.
You got a bit of a sparkle in your eye when you mention that.
Handsome devils.
Well, actually, they do come that tradition of handsome devils. We do romanticise our criminals.
Yeah, I think especially at that time, I mean, young, handsome, strong men with a good reputation generally for how they treated their fellow person other than the police. I think the Jerilderie letter, combined with the armour, really ties it together.
Yeah.
It's something that nobody else did, none of the other bushrangers did. Ben Hall is still very popular, but he didn't create armour or write a manifesto, so Ned Kelly was trying to justify his actions and explain a hard life of harassment by police and downtrodden life.
From the NMA's perspective, when you exhibit things related to Ned Kelly or other bushrangers, are you conscious of the impact that his criminal career had?
Absolutely. Whenever we tell Ned Kelly's story or any other bushranger story, we look at the victims. We can't ignore the fact that Ned Kelly and his gang killed 3 policemen at Stringy Bark Creek, and their families suffered for that.
Where does Ned Kelly sit in our 100 defining moments?
Everybody knows who he is in Australia, and he's a very important figure, whether you think of him just as a criminal or whether you see him as a hero or a little bit of both, which at the museum we try to look at both sides or the multi-sides of him. He's a very important figure for a whole bunch of reasons, because to look at that time in history, what was happening out in the bush.
Exactly, yeah, and the nature of the country's changing with the gold rush. One thing I can never figure out, for a man that clever, why didn't you realise that if you're going to build armour, you should put legs on it?
Oh yeah, I think there must have been a little bit of trial and error, and I think it was Joe Byrne who was famously quoted as saying, "This bloody armour's going to be the end of us. I told you so."
Thanks for your time, Cinnamon.
You're welcome, Mikey.
Thanks for watching. But it doesn't end here. We want you to join the conversation. Go to the National Museum of Australia's website, that's nma.gov.au, and let us know what you think are the defining moments in Australian history. We'd love to hear your opinion. Once again, thanks for watching. See you soon.
Yeah, man, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, it sounds like y'all had your famous outlaws, just like we do here in the States too. Billy the Kid, Bat Masterson. We got tons. Jesse James. Yeah, we got tons of outlaws too, and somehow or another the media, the movies back in the early 1900s to mid 1900s kind of glamorized these outlaws who they were outlaws. You had Bonnie and Clyde in the early 1900s, 1920s and 30s. Al Capone. You had a bunch of just nasty people, but yet the movies, like I said, they glammed it up and changed everybody's mind. But it's cool. You got to know where you came from, man, and good or bad, you just got to own up to it and be proud of what it's made you personally. So that was pretty cool. We got one more to do. I think they called it. What'd they call that again? Jerilderie. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. I still have trouble doing that. But anyway, thanks everybody for showing up. That's going to do it for me. Till I see y'all again, I'll catch you down the road. Let's go right into the outro. All right, bye. See y'all on the third one. And the third one is called The True Story of the Kelly Gang Armor. Did it work and who made it? So that's going to be pretty cool too. All right. See y'all on the next one, guys.